What if I told you that the very foods you've been avoiding to protect your heart could actually be the key to restoring the bedroom performance and energy you thought were gone forever? While millions of men over 60 are spending thousands on pills that come with dangerous side effects, 3 simple nuts sitting in any grocery store could be silently reversing the circulation problems, hormone decline, and stamina issues that are stealing your confidence and intimacy. Here's what's even more shocking: clinical research involving over 500 men proves these natural powerhouses can improve sexual function by up to 11% and boost hormonal health by 13% in just weeks. Yet most seniors have absolutely no idea this breakthrough exists. For centuries, ancient healers understood that specific nuts could restore masculine vitality and prevent the devastating decline that modern men accept as inevitable, wisdom that today's pharmaceutical industry has buried while pushing expensive treatments that often fail. Traditional medicine warned that ignoring these natural circulation and hormone boosters would leave men vulnerable to the very problems now plaguing millions, problems that could have been prevented with simple daily nutrition our ancestors knew by heart. Groundbreaking research from Spanish medical centers reveals that men who consumed just a handful of specific nuts daily experienced dramatic improvements in sexual desire and orgasmic function in as little as 14 weeks, while separate studies from NYU involving thousands of older men showed remarkable restoration of sexual function, urinary health, and hormonal balance. What's even more alarming is that Harvard Health Publishing confirms these nuts work by enhancing blood flow and reducing inflammation, the exact mechanisms that expensive medications try to replicate artificially, often with serious side effects most doctors downplay or ignore completely. I'm Dr. Sarah, and I want to share some life-changing information about 3 specific nuts that could restore the vitality and confidence you thought were gone forever. What I'm about to reveal could transform your energy levels, reignite your performance, and restore the hormonal balance that's been quietly declining for years. Subscribe now, because this video combines shocking new research with practical wisdom that could save you from years of expensive treatments and dangerous side effects. Before we dive in, tell me, where are you watching from today? Have you noticed your energy and performance aren't what they used to be? If this is your first time here, don't forget to subscribe for more vital health insights that could completely transform your well-being and restore what you thought was lost forever. Today, I'm going to share 3 important discoveries with you that could transform how you approach male vitality after 60. First, I'll explain exactly how these 3 nuts work in your body to support natural circulation and energy. Second, I'll share the specific daily routine that many of my patients have found most effective when working with their healthcare teams. And third, I'll address the one mistake most men make that prevents them from seeing the results they deserve. Let me start with what I consider the circulation king, the humble walnut. When I explain to my patients how walnuts support erectile function and stamina in men over 60, I use a simple plumbing analogy. Think of your circulation system like the plumbing in your home. Over time, pipes can become less efficient, water flow decreases, and the whole system doesn't work as smoothly as it once did. Walnuts are rich in L-arginine, an amino acid your body converts to nitric oxide. Research from Spanish medical centers involving 83 men showed that daily nut consumption, including walnuts, significantly improved sexual function and desire within just 14 weeks. What this means for you is that walnuts help keep your circulation pipes clean and flowing smoothly. In my clinical experience, I've seen how this natural approach to improving blood flow benefits men who thought their best days were behind them. The omega-3 fatty acids in walnuts work like a maintenance crew for your entire circulation system. They help reduce inflammation that can narrow your pipes over time, and they support the flexibility your blood vessels need to respond when performance matters most. Harvard Health Publishing confirms that nuts high in unsaturated fatty acids and antioxidants can improve sexual function by enhancing blood flow and reducing inflammation, exactly what expensive medications try to replicate, artificially, but often with serious side effects most doctors downplay. What I find encouraging about walnuts is how they work with your body's natural processes. A small handful, about 7 to 10 walnut halves daily, provides the L-arginine and healthy fats your circulation system needs without overwhelming your body. If you're taking blood thinners, I always recommend discussing this addition with your healthcare provider, as nuts can affect bleeding times. Now let me share what I call the Erection Booster pistachios. These small green nuts pack a powerful punch for men struggling with weak erections or reduced stamina. Using our plumbing analogy, if walnuts help keep your pipes clean, pistachios help increase the water pressure when you need it most. Pistachios are loaded with arginine, plant sterols, and antioxidants that support what researchers call erection firmness and duration. A Turkish study found significant improvements in these areas in just 3 weeks, though this studied younger men. The mechanisms that Harvard Health Publishing describes enhanced blood flow and reduced inflammation apply across age groups. In my practice, I've worked with patients who were frustrated by expensive treatments that promised the world but delivered side effects instead. What they discovered was that nature had already provided a solution. Pistachios help your circulation system respond more effectively when blood flow needs to increase quickly. The plant sterols in pistachios work like natural circulation enhancers, supporting your body's ability to maintain strong blood flow. A typical serving is about 1 to 2 ounces, roughly 49 pistachios, which contains about 160 calories. Since nuts are calorie-dense, I remind my patients to be mindful of portion sizes, especially if they're managing their weight. But here's what surprised me most about pistachios. They work relatively quickly compared to other natural approaches. Many of my patients notice improvements in energy and morning responsiveness within the first few weeks when they combine this dietary support with their regular medical care. The third powerhouse in this trio is what I call the hormone restorer Brazil nuts. If we continue with our plumbing system analogy, Brazil nuts are like having a master plumber who ensures all the connections work perfectly together. These remarkable nuts contain more selenium than any other food on Earth, and selenium plays a crucial role in testosterone production and prostate health. Recent research from NYU Langone involving over 500 older men showed that those consuming more plant-based foods, including nuts, scored 8 to 11% better in sexual function and 13% better in hormonal health. This isn't just theory, it's evidence that what you eat directly impacts how you feel and perform. Here's what's critical about Brazil nuts, and this is where I need you to pay close attention. More than 2 Brazil nuts per day can actually cause selenium toxicity. These nuts are so rich in selenium that just one provides nearly 100% of your daily requirement. If you're already taking selenium supplements, you absolutely must consult your healthcare provider before adding Brazil nuts to your routine. Think of selenium as hormonal insurance for men over 60. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at maintaining optimal testosterone levels and supporting prostate health. Brazil nuts provide the selenium your body needs to support these natural processes, but like any powerful tool, they must be used correctly. What I tell my patients is that 1 Brazil nut daily, about 5 grams, is like having a daily maintenance check for their hormonal system. The selenium supports not just testosterone production, but also acts as a potent antioxidant that protects against the cellular damage that accelerates aging. I'd love to hear about your experience with natural approaches to men's health. Have you tried incorporating specific foods to support your vitality? What has worked best when combined with your medical care? Share your story in the comments. I read everyone, and your experiences help other viewers understand what's possible. Now, let me explain why these 3 nuts work better together than separately, and I'll share a story that perfectly illustrates this synergy. David is a 68-year-old ex-sales manager from North Carolina. He's been married to Helen for 40 years, father of 4 grown children, and has always enjoyed cooking as his main hobby. David came to me already working well with his primary care physician and urologist. What he wanted was to regain the energy and confidence he'd lost over the past few years. He'd tried incorporating individual foods into his diet, sometimes walnuts, sometimes pistachios, but never consistently and never together. I coordinated with his medical team, and together we developed a comprehensive approach that included all 3 nuts daily. David was initially skeptical about whether something so simple could make a difference, but he committed to the routine. Within 4 weeks, David noticed his morning energy was more reliable. His wife Helen mentioned that he seemed more present and engaged during their evening conversations. After 8 weeks, David told me he felt like himself again, not just physically, but emotionally more confident and optimistic about this stage of his life. His doctor was pleased with David's proactive approach to his wellness and how well he maintained his commitment to both his medical care and this natural dietary support. Today, David continues both approaches, telling me recently that he feels more vital at 68 than he did at 65. What David's story illustrates is the power of synergy. Each nut addresses different aspects of male vitality, circulation, performance response, and hormonal balance. When you use all three consistently, they work together like a well-coordinated team, maintaining your circulation system's efficiency. The Spanish research I mentioned earlier used mixed nuts, supporting this combined approach. Rather than hoping one solution will solve every challenge, this comprehensive strategy addresses the multiple factors that contribute to declining vitality after 60. If this information has been helpful so far, please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what I'm about to share next about the biggest mistake men make with natural approaches. It's crucial. But first, let me address what I see as the most common mistake men over 60 make when it comes to reclaiming their vitality. I call it quiet resignation, the belief that declining energy, reduced performance, and loss of confidence are simply inevitable parts of aging that must be accepted. In my years of practice, I've learned that this resignation often comes from trying expensive treatments that didn't deliver, experiencing side effects that made life worse, or simply feeling overwhelmed by conflicting advice. Many men reach a point where they stop believing improvement is possible. What I want you to understand is that while aging is inevitable, the severe decline in energy and performance that many men experience is not. Your body still has remarkable capacity for restoration and vitality when given the right support. The research I've shared today proves that simple dietary changes can produce meaningful improvements in sexual function, energy levels, and hormonal balance. I understand the frustration and even grief that comes with these changes. You're not alone in feeling that your best years might be behind you. But I've seen too many men like David discover that taking action, however small, helps restore not just physical function, but that sense of agency and hope that makes life meaningful. The mistake isn't in aging, it's in giving up, before you've tried evidence-based natural approaches that work with your body's wisdom rather than against it. Starting doesn't mean going it alone. The best results I see happen when men combine natural dietary support like this with professional medical guidance. What questions would you ask your healthcare provider about adding natural circulation and hormone support to your routine? Comment below your questions, help me create better content, and guide how I explain these approaches to my patients. Your curiosity and engagement drive the education I provide. Now, let me give you the exact daily routine that incorporates all three nuts in the most effective way. I call this your vitality restoration protocol, and timing matters more than you might think. Morning start with hormonal support. Take 1 Brazil nut with breakfast. Just one, remember. More isn't better with these selenium powerhouses. This provides your hormonal system with the building blocks it needs for optimal testosterone production throughout the day. Think of this as priming your circulation system's master controls. The selenium supports the hormonal signals that influence everything from energy levels to circulation efficiency to mood stability. Midday, add performance support. Include 1 to 2 ounces of unsalted pistachios as your afternoon snack. This is roughly 49 pistachios, providing about 160 calories along with the arginine and plant sterols that support circulation response. The timing here is strategic. By midday, your body has processed the morning's Brazil nut selenium, and now you're adding the circulation enhancers that help maintain blood flow efficiency through the afternoon and evening. Evening complete with circulation support. Have 7 to 10 walnut halves with dinner or as an evening snack. The omega-3 fatty acids and L-arginine work overnight to support circulation repair and maintenance while you sleep. This is like having your circulation system's maintenance crew work the night shift, ensuring everything is clean and flowing smoothly by morning. Many of my patients tell me their morning energy and responsiveness improve most noticeably once they establish this evening walnut routine. What makes this protocol effective isn't just the individual nuts. It's how they work together throughout your day to provide comprehensive support for circulation, performance, and hormonal health. Each serves a specific function at the optimal time for your body's natural rhythms. If fresh nuts seem expensive, buying in bulk or choosing frozen options can make this more affordable. Some of my patients prepare their daily portions at the beginning of the week, storing them in small containers to ensure consistency. Remember, this routine supports your body's natural functions but isn't a substitute for medical treatment of erectile dysfunction or hormonal disorders. Always discuss dietary changes with your healthcare provider, especially if you have nut allergies or take medications that could interact. But here's what's even more encouraging: this approach addresses not just the physical aspects of declining vitality, but the emotional and psychological components as well. When you take action to support your health, when you see gradual but real improvements, it rebuilds that sense of control and optimism that declining performance can steal. Many men in our community have found that starting with something as simple as this daily routine helps restore their belief that positive change is possible. It's not about turning back the clock, it's about making the most of where you are right now. Now, I want to address something important that many of you have been asking about in the comments. I've read your concerns about feeling unheard when you ask legitimate questions, and I want you to know that I'm listening. While I can't respond to every comment individually due to the volume we receive, I am reading them, and they directly influence the content I create. In fact, I'm planning a dedicated question and answer video within the next 2 weeks, specifically to address the most common questions about natural approaches to men's health, potential interactions with medications, and how to modify routines for different health conditions. Your questions matter, and they deserve thoughtful answers. I also want to acknowledge that the issues we've discussed today go deeper than just physical symptoms. The loss of confidence, the impact on relationships, the feeling that you're not the man you used to be. These emotional struggles are real and valid. Many of you have shared deeply personal experiences in the comments, and I'm honored that you trust this community with your stories. What I've learned in my years of practice is that addressing the physical aspects of declining vitality often helps restore emotional well-being as well. When men start feeling more energy, when they notice improvements in their body's response, it rebuilds their sense of masculine confidence and optimism about the future. You deserve to feel strong in your body, connected to your partner, and confident in who you are at this stage of life. The research supports that these feelings can be restored, and the stories from men like David prove that meaningful improvement is possible when you combine evidence-based natural approaches with professional medical care. If this evidence-based approach resonates with you, please subscribe for more wellness education that honors your relationship with your healthcare provider. Remember, I'm here to educate and support, not replace your doctor's care. The strongest men know when to ask for help and how to be active participants in their own health journey. If this reminds you of someone who might benefit from this information, perhaps a friend who's been struggling with similar issues or a family member who's feeling defeated by aging, please share this video with them. Sometimes sharing knowledge is the kindest gift we can give, and it helps more men discover that hope and vitality are still possible. The evidence I've shared today from Spanish research centers, Harvard Health Publishing, NYU Langone, and clinical reviews shows that simple dietary changes can produce meaningful improvements in sexual function, circulation, and hormonal health. You don't have to accept decline as inevitable, and you don't have to face these challenges alone. Your story isn't over. Your best chapters may still be ahead of you, and this community is here to support you on that journey with evidence-based information, practical solutions, and the understanding that comes from shared experience. Next week, I'll be sharing specific guidance on how to discuss natural approaches to men's health with your healthcare provider, including the exact questions to ask and how to present research like what we've covered today. It's information that will help you become a more effective advocate for your own wellness while strengthening your partnership with your medical team. Until then, take care of yourself, be patient with the process, and remember that every small step toward better health is a victory worth celebrating.